time. So I feel like the first thing I am definitely going to do is just, do some like just simple shapes, if anything, and kind of like work my way around just some things I might even be like teaching this week. So it's just really fun to do. And I feel like too, I'm always like testing some Amazon suggested products all the time because some of them are definitely, I read the reviews and I'm like, well, it's a no-brainer. Don't order this. But other times, I'm tempted. I'm not gonna use my spritz bottle much. I feel like I was just explaining this to a student not that long ago. I was like, when do you wet in it? When do you not? And so I'm just going to just work on this a little bit here. And feel free to, post any questions. I'll try to look up every so while and answer those. I'm just going to start painting just to get going on the surface so it's good. Just see how many doodles I can get. And I feel like, especially with this one, I am a bit of a mixed media. I definitely pull out some paint pens. And honestly, this is just relaxing to do in your office at the end of the day. I had a lot of kids out sick this week, and even some of the adults like came through a session like, "Excuse me, can I bring tea?" and things like that. I'm like, absolutely. Take care of yourself in this season. I am I had a few things. I also was going to do like another meeting for a landscape. Been so inspired by some of the suggestions I've been getting for some whimsical designs. Um, so I just like to sit down every so while though and just do, oh, let's just say simpler things. I didn't wet in the paper for this one only because I'm doodling, so I don't want things. It's not like I'm going to be doing like the whole background. There's going to be some of these I might even be layering, so I definitely want to, take my time. But they don't need to like blend into the other designs. They're going to be like standalone. And just to not be wasteful, I think I'm going to dive into this color a little bit more. I always laugh when I get students like, there's no white. Where's the white in this watercolor set? And I was like, just add water, dilute it. They're like, but how do you know when you're there? I said, you gotta just test it. It's kind of like when you get markers. Who doesn't have a scrap piece of paper like next to you? Like, so I don't trust the caps. Like, you can't trust the caps on markers. They are never close to the actual color that they're going to be. Okay. As you probably saw from the coloring of this, I'm really impressed by like just the pigment alone. This one's just the colors are nice. You can get a few levels out of them, which is good pigment. So that way you get like plenty out of them. I think I've used this for quite a few pieces actually so far. I don't have like a November like doodle calendar. I've just been like inspired by a lot of the imagery. Just I guess being out shopping for the season has inspired me and my list really. It wasn't because like I had like a go-to this time around. And it's kind of good. Weird since I was like completely focused on, well, my landscapes this month. But I had a lot of fun ones for October. Skull Forest, some pirates here and there. And there's a present, so Christmas ball, a present. Also like being a little bit exploratory, trying to like kind of lead from one object into the next by like using, the other color is what's in telling me what to do next. So kind of random, but not completely random. Being a little bit reusing or resourceful, I guess. Again, I'm just not wetting the paper because I'm doing a lot of standalone shapes. I also know I'm going to be layering, which is another reason why you don't want to use a bunch of water when you're, as you can see, trying to control the pathways. I'm going to start off light. I felt like I got gingerbread man, of course. And I'm just going to keep going. I got a little close there, didn't I, with that last one? And I'm just going to keep working with this. I'm going to just go ahead and go with this object. I'm for the thinking moment, which also always gives my paint a minute to kind of dry. What else is like, got a lot of yellow left over. I feel like I'm just going to go ahead and go over here. Probably should not be doing this to my brain. I'm like, hey, think of one more idea to do today with your art. Like, no, my bell, regular bell, I think for now. I'm like obsessed with putting them on the doors. Like this sound, I don't like wind chimes or hearing a bell, but I do love that quiet little chime noise. And I've been looking into even getting one of those music stones that you put them outside, they play music, due to like the angles that they get hit. So I was thinking about doing that as well, putting those out for those reasons. I just added a bell. Just thinking of more ideas of what I could use for the yellow. There's the bell. And I just want to keep moving. Yeah, I just realized with the brown paper bags, I've actually been doing a lot of paper bags and or little items. Start putting in some subtle shadows. Just in a few places, not everywhere. And I can use up more of the brown to do like a little. I actually kind of like the fact that Amazon like has those little knapsacks that they send presents in. Definitely think there's still people in my family that like to actually like tear into an actual like gift though. So I will say they're popular, some, not everyone. I just like the fact that they're kind of like reusable or a good way for people to be able to like fill the bag up with other goodies and then take it all home in a cute little sack. So I just like the reusability, I guess, quality of it all. And it's really fun picking colors. Just made choices. And I'm just going to keep swinging this around. So there's a magical bag. I've got to let that dry now, though. I'm barely using a paper towel or anything with this one. There I go. Hmm. Um, I keep nitpicking with that one little base shadow. Need some more texture on him. some bad luck. I love snow globes. I was just looking at some more at Hobby Lobby. I've had some not good encounters with them getting broken. I have like one, but I just rarely put him out, just due to me being very, very worried about his safety. Got a few are they're fascinated, but the ones we have are like all heavy, so heavy. So definitely like accidental, but at the same time, I'm like a nervous wreck. That does make me feel silly. I did a snow globe. And yet I could have also done a snowman. I always think it's funny too. Like as a kid, I was like, why does it have to be 3 layers? The most I could ever get in the height of mine was like two, pretty solidly, especially after you're done like decorating it. And I'm just like, ooh, so don't want to keep going anymore past this. I know that happens to a lot of other people too. It's just like, oh, you fell over. And I think I'm just gonna do a few more just for practice. And just adding a few shadows on this one since he's dried a little bit. Make sure I get those rich tones in there. There's nice dabbing. And you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know what to do with this one over here. Hmm. We got a nice little snowman coming together. And I just think I'm gonna figure out something else small to do. It doesn't need to be huge for practice, right? Um, some right here. That's what I want to do. There is. I've done one tree. I feel like I've done plenty of trees. I could also do doodling away. love this. It's peaceful, honestly, just doodling away. And honestly, I've also just taken advantage of like hopping back and forth. Um, yes, it's two different greens that I wanted to use. I'm dragging that one out. I wasn't that happy with those results. And there's so many red berry plants. Like it's especially like around here, we got a lot of berries that are red and round, and they are not the same species at all. Mhm. My handy dandy coconut oil container. My handy dandy nail pins. Of course, one last thing I'll do actually is add some striping. And actually, I didn't do a cuff. Maybe I want a cuff that's red. There, that will make that a lot like my frumpy usual sweaters. And then just put some red underneath here as well. Come up here and put some more on here. I definitely tell a lot of my students are like, oh, you can use your colored pencils. It does not ever have to be like with watercolors. There's lots of things that allow you to layer over top your watercolor drawing. So I am just finishing up with this one as well, and I am happy with it. Just using some white to go around certain details and make them, pop. That's Arteza. So this pencil definitely have like a lot of like I just tell them like grab a ballpoint pen, the fastest drying pen you have. You don't want to use anything that has its own like kind of drying time that's extensive. You want something that's gonna touch and you can go. Add a few hashing marks, just simple little fun doodles. I'm also like testing out some new drawing paper right now just to see how it goes. It's supposed to be like multimedia. I definitely say I'll be recommending these watercolors. I'm definitely had these like a while, so I can say I'm pretty happy with them. the colors. The load up's not too much mopping that you have to do, that's for certain. So that's a plus in my book. And I really love about teaching watercolors is it's a lot of it's talking about seeing the shapes, the forms, the paths before worrying about lines. Like black is last with this, and you're really looking at other details that you need to like create the shapes and then the line. So if you feel like you were ever like, oh, I'm really bad at that, or I could use some practice, watercolors will definitely help with that. And you're probably seeing a lot of incomplete lines because you're just doing enough that I'm helping pull the object to life and where it needs it. It doesn't need help everywhere, just in some places. I am definitely one of the people, I don't always draw bows because that's not like, I don't have a lot of bows. Probably if you could say right now, with my decorations, I'm more obsessed with making my wreaths and the bows, but there's not necessarily like, oh, there's a bow on every present. And I'm like, I don't know. I did craft paper one year, so if you draw on them. And another time we did those knapsack bags. And I do like some boxes that fit in to have really cute designs on them. And it got really nippy here, like quite recently too. It would like went straight from being like really hot to like you need to have a jacket on at all times. Like the rain helped bring in all this cold weather. I felt like I wanted to do like icing on that guy. So I had to pull out a, there he goes. This one's low. Just a little, not a lot. Mm. Those little buttons, with little nose, absolutely adorable. Listing my Christmas jams and just adding some hash marks. Of course, like you could push it with the markers, honestly, on the other one. Um, so saying it's okay to go mixed media-ish on it. So just a simple design. Can't stand when they put too much tasseling like on the arms. It can get itchy when they do that. And of course, I'm a huge fan of like using gel pens, of course, on some items. Black is not always a gentle color, and so it's nice to be able to sometimes go in with a color like a brownish gold and use that instead to like go around certain details. Same thing with the bell. You can use that to do some defining details on. And this is just a doodle sheet. So, I'm just having, just pick whatever you want to do, and all practice is good practice. But this is just a few suggestions for some quick things like sketch and add to your journal, and think about knapsacks, bags, gingerbread men, or some other treat that you like to enjoy is a good idea. And then like I guess just snow globes, like maybe your favorite Christmas present you've ever gotten is a good suggestion for the month. So I love that, but I am going to probably call this page done only because I want to focus on a landscape. So I'm just going to push this guy to the side and let it dry because of the acrylics and things on it. So who knows? I might need to pick it up again and add some new details, but I'm going to cut that one right there. And